on a night where every championship was on the line, history was made, and certainly surprises galore from the Night of Champions. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Flecha, and welcome to a special edition Wrestling Forum presents the Night of Champions recap show right here on BrazeFan95 on YouTube.com alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. We were live tonight from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And let's dive right in right now, gentlemen. We're not going to waste any time. We had the pre-show fight, which we all knew it was going to be, which was the primetime players and the man. Actually, no, correction, the Lucha Dragons and the man that Gravity forgot, Adrian Neville, as they went up against the Cosmic Wasteland. We all know who won that fight. That was actually the Luchas and Adrian Neville, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to dive right into the start of the show, which was for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. KO. Fight Owens fight versus Ryback. Feed me more. The winner of the bout. And the new United Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. It was Kevin Owens. And I do want to make a correction. Anthony, I'm sorry, I didn't get to see the pre-show fight. I was a little too preoccupied with another game somewhere in the NFL, so I kind of threw that fight away. So that's why. Cosmic Wasteland won the pre-show fight, but then again, who gives a damn? This is what matters the most. New Intercontinental Heavyweight Champions. Kevin Owens is the champion. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Cerebral Viper, Michael Flecha. And I know what game you're talking about, but we'll save that for behind the scenes. And trust me, you're gonna get it from me, buddy boy. Woo! That's all I'm gonna say on that. So with that said, hello friends.
Don't waste your breath, because at least we had a little more heart than a certain team that got whipped by the Patriots tonight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But with all that being said, hello friends, it is indeed ridiculously over Anthony Florio here with you for this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum, Night of Champions recap edition. And what can I say? Yes, Michael Flecha, with all due respect, I did have to correct you there. The Cosmic Wasteland won that six-man tag match, and that six-man match, I gotta be honest with you, was actually a solid match. I gotta be honest with you. It was almost a 10-minute fight. To be honest with you. If I had to rate it, I would have given that thing 2.5 to 3. But as far as this is concerned, Kevin Owens winning the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Yes, this was a very solid match. It was a strong way to start the show. I'm going to give it between 2.5 to 3 stars. I mean, I thought this was a very solid matchup here. I mean, one of the better Ryback matches we've seen in a while. And I told Michael Bullock this last night when we did our preview show. If anybody was going to get a good match out of Ryback, Kevin Owens was the guy to do it. And the only thing is, I hated that he won it with the dreaded roll of the Doom. I did not like how I would have liked to have seen him win it with a pop-up powerbomb. That would have been even better. But who cares? Kevin Owens did it. Kevin Owens is now the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and rightly so. They got this one absolutely spot on. And now, well, obviously, Ryback's going to invoke the rematch clause, you'll have to think. My guess is probably tomorrow night on Raw. That's my guess, but we'll have to wait and see. But, Ryback, he was working the shoulder. I mean, I noticed Ryback had some shoulder issues during the fight, and he did a nice job of selling it for most of the time. But that little slam move on Owens there, when he picked him up from the ground and slammed him, was a little inconsistent. But that said, we love the idea of Owens as champion. I mean, I know you do, Mike Fletcher. I mean, because I know how high up on Owens' work you've been. I mean, you are the Kevin Owens guru. I mean, you followed Kevin Owens. I mean, you followed him since he was the Antichrist of professional wrestling, Kevin Steen, in the ROH. He was one of the most dominant ROH World Heavyweight Champions of all time. And man, oh man, I mean, this young man is on his way. I mean, he really is on his way. I mean, look what he's done. I mean, he debuts in NXT. makes an instant splash when he beat up on Sami Zayn. After Sami Zayn won the NXT Heavyweight title from Adrian Neville in that unbelievable match, but and then he beats the pulp out of Zayn in February, wins the NXT title, holds it for 5 months before dropping it to Balor at Beast in the East, which was, as we all know, expected. Beats John Cena at Elimination Chamber, his first official WWE match, and here you go. And now he is, wow, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. I mean, I forgive WWE for not putting the U.S. belt on him at Battleground. I forgive it now because he finally has a title. No one's more deserving of this title than he is. And if anybody can bring prestige and credibility back to this long-suffering championship, which has been held by so many legends, including the great Pat Patterson, who was the first, and then of course Macho and Steamboat, and all those names I mentioned last night, and when I went into full-on professor mode, as you all know. So yes, and I want to, and before I throw it to Michael Bullock, guys, I want you both to listen to this because our good friend Jason Powell from ProWrestling.net. I'm reading his review, and the end of this review of this fight, something very promising, and I like this. He says, "I love the idea of Owens as the champion, and I hope this eventually leads to a feud with Sami Zayn over the belt. If that doesn't bring prestige back to the title belt, then nothing will." Amen, Jason Powell. That's all I can say about that. But as one of our personal favorite sports broadcasters and personalities out there, J.A. Adonde always likes to say, easy there, Romeo. Sami Zayn is obviously still hurting after that U.S. Open Challenge match with John Cena a number of months ago in Montreal. So we'll have to wait and see. But for right now, 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating for this match. It's one of the top matches of the night. I mean, a very good match nonetheless. And Kevin Owens, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Oh yes, I can get with that. I can most certainly get with that. Please, Kevin Owens, do what Daniel Bryan couldn't do, unfortunately, because he had to get injured again. And do what Ryback couldn't even do, even though he had a solid run. Bring credibility and prestige back to a championship that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Michael Flecha, I know you haven't forgotten about that. Michael Flecha, you know better than anybody how much I love and care about the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. That's a title that I grew up with, man. You know it.
You probably care about that belt more than any other title, except for maybe the old school WCW World Heavyweight Championship. I think this, without a doubt, this is the belt you treasure and you covet more than anything else. So yeah, I get it. I think we all get it.
Yes, you know it. And I mean, if I could one day, I would do a video of my own and just go on and on and on about how much I love this title and just promote all the great legends and all the great matches that this title had. And this is one of the better Intercontinental matches I've seen in a while. And hey, I'll give it to Ryback. He held it for a few months, about 3.5 months. I mean, solid run. I'll give him credit. He had a solid run. He had some nice wins there, nice moments, but it was time to get this was the time to get it off him, and this was the right guy to take it from him. If you were going to have anybody dethrone Ryback, I could not think of a better man to do it than fight Kevin Owens. And I know Michael Flecha. I mean, we're all happy for Kevin Owens, but I know you, more than any of us, are the most happy for Kevin Owens because, like I said, you've been, one of his biggest marks, one of his biggest supporters. I know you're a big fan of his work, dating back to the ROH days. So that's all there is to say about that. So congratulations, Kevin Owens, brand new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Hell of a job, my man. Enjoy it, and I hope that, and if anybody can bring prestige and credibility back to it, this is the guy to do it. The perfect man for the job. Simple as that. 2.5 to 3 stars. Phenom, Michael Bullock. I know you're still trying to recover from some big announcements that were made during this pay-per-view, but nonetheless, though, let's get your thoughts about Kevin Owens and Ryback for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship and how you feel about Mr. Owens' win tonight.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio. Yes, this is the Phenom Mike Bullock here for our special Night of Champions recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. And yes, I've sort of recovered from some of the news that was broken tonight regarding a match for the next pay-per-view, which we will get into when we get to our overall thoughts on this pay-per-view. So, yeah, when it comes to this, I'll agree. 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating for the fight as well. Yeah, I mean, if there was anyone that could get Ryback into a good match, it was Kevin Owens, and this was a really good match. And the only thing I didn't like was the roll-up victory. I mean that's the only thing I didn't like about it. I mean, I was hoping we would get at least like a clean victory with maybe Kevin Owens with the pop-up powerbomb, but you know what? I mean, but you know what? It is what it is. And I do agree, Ryback had a nice run with the title, but it was time to take it off of him and put on someone like Kevin Owens, and I am hoping Kevin Owens will bring prestige back to the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I mean, that title really needs a really good, solid run and to bring some prestige back to it. And I think Kevin Owens is that man. But all in all, solid match. 2.5 to 3 stars. So with that being said, Fletch, did you see this fight?
I actually saw the whole event. Yes, I did.
All right, I wasn't quite sure, so I give it to you.
2.75 to 3 stars is my rating for the fight. I'll give it that. I really think it was a very good match, like you said. As far as the Kevin Owens being IC champion, yes, I agree with you guys. I think it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's going to be very exciting to see him as the man, as the champion. But what will be next for Kevin Owens, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how this will truly play out, but, we're definitely really excited to see him as the champion, and it's definitely quite a great moment for him. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he should have been the United States Heavyweight Champion. Trust me, when you're the Intercontinental Champion, that's just as better, maybe even better, than being the U.S. Champion. Because being the Intercontinental, that is legitimizing yourself as really the number 2 guy in WWE more than anything else. Even though I know the United States Championship has gone through this maturation ever since John Cena won the belt at WrestleMania that brought the luster, the honor, and everything back in play. And then with Rollins possessing it as well going into tonight, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But I really think now the Intercontinental Championship is back where it really needs to be. You know, don't get me wrong. I think the IC title had a little bit of some lost years there. You know, when Bad News Barrett had it, I'll even admit, yeah, was I excited that Daniel Bryan was the champion? Yes, but was I completely sold on him being Intercontinental Champion? I'm sorry, no. I was not completely or all for Daniel Bryan being the Intercontinental Champion. As a matter of fact, I thought the IC title was actually beneath Daniel Bryan. I thought Bryan should have been higher than that. But, it is what it is. But I like how they did with this, so I like the direction that they're going with Kevin Owens. An up-and-coming talent, somebody who's already been established from the wrestling world around the world, and now he's finally getting his big break in WWE. So let's see what happens there. All right. So we're going to move on to the next fight of the night, which was actually one of two fights that actually did not have a championship on the line, and it was Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one with Rusev. The winner of the match at 13 minutes and 40 seconds was Dolph Ziggler. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
All right. I thought this was another fine match here. I'm gonna say probably about. I'm gonna say 3 to maybe 3 1/4. When it comes to this match, I mean, I'm glad that this actually had a little bit of a clean finish because remember, SummerSlam we had their matchup at SummerSlam had a double countout finish, which obviously people did not like, and then the match that they had on Raw had unfortunately a disqualification finish, and this one here, I'm glad that they had a clean finish. I mean, the action was good, but the crazy thing that happened in this match was basically Summer Rae basically was distracting Dolph Ziggler, and then Rusev shoves Ziggler into the ropes, which caused Summer Rae to fall, and then the referee gives Summer Rae the heave-ho, and then all of a sudden she throws a tantrum. She takes off her shoe, throws it into the ring, but it accidentally hits Rusev. Whoops! And Dolph Ziggler took advantage of it, hits the zigzag, and gets the 1-2-3. So the match was good, and I'm hoping that this is the blow-off match here, because we all know Lana's out for the rest of 2015. No need for this feud to continue. So 3 to 3 1/4 stars. I could even say maybe teetering on 3.5. That's as far as I'll go. Fletcher, it's yours.
3 1/4 is my status for this fight. I hate to say this, guys. I don't think this is the blow off. I don't think it is, especially after that weird ending where Summer Rae threw the tantrum. I don't think this is over, guys. I think we might have to go through this one more time, and I think the blow off is now probably set for Hell in a Cell. I hate to say it, but I think nothing got settled after tonight. As a matter of fact, I think it made things more complicated after tonight, especially now because of what Summer Rae did. You know, for her to jump up on the apron just randomly, and then for her to go basically head over heels right into the ring, the referee tells her, "Get out of here, you've been ejected," and then for her to throw her high heel shoe, she threw one all the way like halfway up the rampway, and then the second one basically it looked like she was going to try to tee off on the referee, and he ducked, and Rusev got hit. So I'm sorry, I'll give the fight at least 3 1/4 stars. I'll give you that. But as far as this being the blow off or the end, I don't think so, guys. I think we're going to have to deal with this nonsense for at least one more month, at least. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, I did say I hope, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did continue.
All right. So, yeah, I'm sure. All right, now that we got all that out of our system, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was very pleasantly surprised by this fight. I mean, my excitement level going into this was right about meh, to be honest with you. But after the match we saw tonight, I got to say, yeah, that fight was really good. I can honestly say it was one of my top fights of the night, if I'm going to be honest with you. Not the fight of the night, but I think it's one of the top fights of the night. 3 1/4 to 3.5 stars. That's my rating, guys. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I mean, this was a really good match, and these two delivered. I mean, you know what? I'll go as far as to say this. This was my sleeper fight of the night, honestly. I mean, because like I said, my hopes for this were really not all that great, but after the match we saw tonight, I mean, the great near falls and some good moves and great action throughout and everything else. There was actually I'm not going to say it was chock full of it, but it was chock full of a little bit of some. It was actually quite a little bit of some Shakespearean drama there, guys. A little bit, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. I mean, it kind of felt that way to me. I mean, they told a good story in this fight, and yeah, I was pleasantly pleasantly surprised with how this fight turned out. I mean, this was a really good match, and yes, I mean, we don't like, we've been, crapping all over the Days of Our Lives, OC stuff, but Ziggler did a nice job of playing that sympathetic babyface, and Rusev does have an out for losing, and hopefully one of these days Rusev they'll have Rusev go back to being that monster badass heel that he once was. So I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm hoping, but then again, could this be the blow off? Could this be? Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. Because of what happened, with Summer doing what she did, I think we're probably going to get more on this. We'll probably have some. They'll elaborate a great deal more on this tomorrow night on Raw. You have to believe it. So, but for right now, 3.25 to 3.5 stars and one of my top fights of the night, guys. Sleeper fight of the night. Well done, Dolph Ziggler. Well done, Rusev. Fantastic effort. Pleasantly surprised. Move on to our next match, Fletch.
And it was, okay, gentlemen. Now, before we got into this fight, we did say there was a special decree that went into this fight. If the Dudley Boys win, you get to hear all my brothers testify. If the New Day won, then you get the New Day rocks. I don't know if you guys are going to want to do this because of this outcome, but let's see. For the WWE Tag Team Championship, it was those damn Dudleys versus the New Day, and the winner of the bout via disqualification at 9 minutes and 54 seconds, the Dudley Boys. Gentlemen, are we going to do it? Do you want to do it?
Well, I think because of the outcome of it, I think it's best we don't do it.
Yeah,
okay.
I was about to say the same thing. I mean,
if it would have been a clean win, we would have done it.
Yeah, if it was a clean win, then we probably would have done either the New Day rocks or the Oh My Brother Testify. But because of the way it did, I think it's best we don't do any of them.
A swift and decisive if we had a swift and decisive outcome, then definitely. But because of the nature of this, considering this ended in a DQ and it's obviously going to lead to a rematch down the road, I think it's best that we hold off on it until they meet again. And then you just got to believe that next time they meet again, whenever it is, we're going to get that swift and decisive outcome.
All right, very well then. I get to lead off on this fight, and despite the bad outcome, I'm going to give this 3.25 stars. I thought this was a pleasant fight. I thought this was a very good match. The New Day is so over by the fans. The fans in Houston was eating it up the whole night, especially every time Xavier Woods was playing on his trombone. The fans were going absolutely bonkers for it. They are the most, I want to say they're one of the most over teams out there in WWE right now, even though they are polishing them as heels. It was definitely a good fight, and then they had this campaign, Save the Tables, and then after the fight had ended, the Dudley Boys looked like they were about to win the tag belt. Xavier Woods jumps in, basically kicks one of the Dudleys. That calls for the DQ finish, and then the beatdown ensued. They set it up. Basically, they try to do the ultimate coup by basically doing the Dudley Boys get the tables. Next thing you know, a table rolls out. It looks like they were going to set up one of the Dudleys to go through the table. One mistake. The Dudleys got up, and they basically threw out. They threw out Kofi Kingston. They threw out Biggie Langston, and then Devon set it up. It's time to preach, my brother. Xavier Woods goes up in the air and comes crashing through a table. That's right. X Wood went through wood. Oh my God! 3.25 stars. Anthony, it's all yours.
Oh man, Fletch, you just got me laughing so hard from that.
Let me just say it like this. Michael Flecha, let me just say it like this when it comes to Michael Flecha. There's a reason why I call him good old MF, okay? You name any great play-by-play commentator in the history of professional wrestling, he can do it. Whether it's Gorilla Monsoon, Jim Ross, God forbid, even Michael Cole. There's one guy that I always get a kick out of when he does it, and that's Joey Styles, man. He channeled his inner Joey Styles on that one. Whether it's the cat fight or what he just did, the oh my God, yes. Nobody does that. I mean, Joey Styles is the master of that. But you want to know, a guy who comes the closest to matching or even outperforming Joey Styles on the oh my God, that's your man right there. Good old MF, Mike Flecha. All right, now as far as this fight is concerned, well, I think Michael Flecha, you overscored it just a smidge, to be honest with you. Cop-out finishes weigh heavily on me. I'll give it a solid 3 stars for the effort. I'll be honest with you. 10-minute match, and it was good. But I got to be honest with you. Xavier on the trombone kind of, was a big time distraction during this fight. If I'm being honest with you, I had a hard time focusing on the fight because of that trombone stuff. But from what I was able to see, it was a solid match for what it was. And hey, go figure. We got this one, guys. We had this one exactly perfectly right. We said that this fight was going to end via DQ with the Dudleys going over, and that's exactly what happened. So rematch, obviously, at the earliest possible date. We got 5 weeks until Hell in a Cell, guys. I don't know if they want to wait, if they want to hold off that long before we get to L.A. in the Staples Center, which is where Hell in a Cell will be on October 25. But guys, I don't know. They could do it on a Raw. They could do it on a SmackDown. I don't know, or who knows? Maybe they could save it for Hell in a Cell. But I think we're all in agreement here. When they meet again for those tag team titles, you heard it here first, folks. It's going to be a tables match. It has to be a tables match. Because Xavier literally got wood. Xavier Woods got wood. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He certainly did. And, solid fight for what it was. But like I said, Xavier's trombone, the playing of the trombone, the constant tromboning, was a major distraction and, really couldn't really get into the fight, to be honest with you. But like I said, from what I saw, when all was said and done, solid. I'm giving it a solid 3. I could go as far as to take it all the way down to as far as 2.5, to be honest with you. But I think solid 3 is the best rate to go, considering we had a DQ cop-out finish, which was expected. So there's going to be a rematch, and when there is, book it, folks. It's going to be a tables match. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this tag team title matchup?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 stars as well. The match was good for what it was. The action was good, but yeah, Xavier Woods with the trombone really couldn't focus that much on the fight. But yeah, that DQ finish really took away from it, and yeah, but even though we all knew it was going to happen, and yeah, and of course the beatdown began. It looked like the New Day was gonna give the Dudley Boys a little taste of their own medicine, but one problem: the Dudley Boys, they were up, and they dumped Big E and Kofi, and yes, Xavier Woods, you ate some wood. You got put through a table, and yeah, this is to me, I think it is going to be a tables match. Why the heck would they even put? They would do this by putting Xavier Woods through a table. If you're going to have a tables match, I would say maybe save it for Hell in a Cell. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do it at some point, maybe during a Monday Night Raw or Thursday Night SmackDown. But we'll have to wait and see. But either way, we're getting a rematch. It's just a matter. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when. So 3 stars is my rating. So with that being said, Fletch, Divas Championship time.
This turned out to be a very important moment in professional wrestling because of the fact that Nikki Bella is the longest running Divas champion in WWE history at 301 days. Tonight, she put her title on the line against Charlotte Flair. Last Monday night, on Monday Night Raw, Charlotte initially won the belt, but was overruled and overturned by Stephanie McMahon as she deemed the fight a disqualification win for her and said that, she won the match by DQ because of Twin Magic, but was going to get another shot. That subsequently gave Nikki Bella the record over AJ Lee and set it a firestorm throughout the IWC. Now tonight, in Houston, Texas, at the Toyota Center, will Charlotte get to redeem herself and finally become the Divas champion? Or would Nikki Bella continue her reign of terror as the top dog in the Divas division? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the bout, and now officially the new WWE Divas Champion, Charlotte Flair. And gentlemen, will you do it with me one time?
You know I will.
Woo! How awesome is that?
And
Anthony
there's the
Florio,
picture right there.
a picture is worth 1,000 words, and Anthony Florio has it for you all. The 16-time heavyweight champion of the world, Ric Flair, and now the new Divas champion, Charlotte Flair, Ashley Flair. Think about that, guys. The Flair family now has 17 world title reigns in their family. Not adding Charlotte Flair's one time as NXT Women's Champion, that makes it 18 for the family. One of the Mount Rushmores of professional wrestling just added gold tonight. Anthony Florio, you lead off, my friend.
Only fitting. Only fitting. Because of the fact that my man, the Nature Boy Ric Flair,
Woo!
yes, that's my man.
Woo!
Yes. And his beautiful, stunning daughter, Miss Charlotte, she did it. We knew she was going to do it. Come on. In even 13 minutes, another solid 3-star fight. 3 to 3.25, maybe 3.5 for this. I could probably go as far as 3 to 3.25, because it was kind of slow at the start, because Nikki Bella was pretty dominant throughout the fight, and she messed up Charlotte's leg pretty good during the fight, and but in the end though, Charlotte got it done. She caught Nikki Bella with Nikki Bella was going for a move off the second or top rope there. And then Charlotte catches her with a spear, and then all of a sudden had just enough weight on that injured leg to get her into the figure 8. Nikki Bella taps out. Houston explodes. We have ourselves a new Divas champion and a well-deserved Divas champion. Was I not the one who said she was going to do it, guys? Was I not the one who said she was going to dethrone Nikki Bella? Did I have this one? Oh, yes. I believe I had this one.
I think we all did.
Yes, but I was the first one to throw it out there. You guys just went along for the ride, and oh man, what a moment for the Flair family. I mean, were you guys having flashbacks to all those great world title wins of the Nature Boy Ric Flair like I was? Oh yes.
I think it was more because of the fact that where it happened. Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Yes. Um, a southern. I'm pretty sure that was WCW country back in the day. NWA country. Flair country, if you will. One of his
More NWA than WCW, but we'll move on.
Yeah, NWA. Yep. I mean, 16-time world champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and now beautiful Charlotte, sweet Charlotte, gets it done. My girl, hey girl, I see ya. I see you with your new hardware. Atta girl, I knew you could do it. That's my girl, man. I'm telling you. I mean, yes, dreams do come true, and like Michael Cole once famously said, if you work hard enough, if you dream hard enough, and if you bust your ass night in and night out, dreams do come true, and Charlotte's dream just came true tonight. Charlotte Flair rightfully takes her place as the new Divas champion, and the Divas Revolution is here and it's now, guys. It's here to stay. The revolution has arrived. It is all, and it is now gone into overdrive now. This may not have been the 5-star classic that Bayley and Sasha Banks had at a Brooklyn takeover last month, but you know, a 3 to 3.25 is the best. Like I said, I can go for this, because he was, pretty slow for the most part, mainly because of Nikki being that dominant champion, pretty much throughout the match. But there was some good action throughout. I mean, it was a very enjoyable fight, and I mean, you guys know. You already know that I'm a big Hart family mark, but as much of a Hart family mark as I am, I'm also a Flair family mark as well. That's another one of the first families in professional wrestling that I've been a mark for all my life. And Ric Flair, say what you want about him and what he's done, but Charlotte now adds to the legacy of the Flair family, and you have to believe the two other surviving Flair children, David Flair, her brother, big brother David, he's got, wherever he is, I bet he was grinning from ear to ear. I bet he was a proud big brother, and of course the other surviving Flair child, Megan Flair, the oldest of the Flair kids. I'm sure she was emotional for her baby sister. But there was one other Flair child who's in a place he really shouldn't be right now. He should be still here with all of us. You know where I'm going with this. He was smiling down from heaven, and I'm sure he was just as emotional as his father and his sister was. This one was for Reed Flair, man. You got to believe Reed Flair is smiling down from heaven right now, man. You got to believe it. I would be too, if I was in that position. But man, oh man, what a night for the Flair family. And PCB, man, PCB continues to be the dominant faction, and PCB now holds the Divas Championship. So what next? Of course, you have to expect an automatic rematch from Nikki Bella. You would have to imagine. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it tomorrow night on Raw or maybe on SmackDown. I don't know. We'll see. But you got to believe they're going to give Charlotte a good run with this. They better give Charlotte a good run with this. That's all I'm saying. I know they're not going to have her. I know they're not going to have her break Nikki's record. No way. She's not holding that thing for 301 or, God forbid, 302 days. I would love to see it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just hope she gets at least a decent run with it. That's all I'm saying right now. So you gave her the ball, WWE. Now let that beautiful baby girl run with it. You better. Great night for the Flair family. I'm happy for the beautiful Charlotte. I'm equally happy for my man, one of my all-time idols, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the man that I ended up emulating when it comes to our version of the Four Horsemen and the real founder of the Fortune Four. He's the man who put that thing all together. That was his brainchild in TNA, like it or not. So, woo! What a night. And I, for one, could not be happy. Yes. I mean, Mr. Bullock, like Bobby Heenan, you know what Bobby Heenan said at that Royal Rumble 92? Let's give a big one. Woo! And I'm not the kind of guy who likes to say, I told you so, but I told you so. Oh yeah, what a night. 3 to 3.25. That's the best I could pretty much give it. I don't know if I underscored it or whatever, but it's tough to put a rating on that fight considering how damn happy I am for those two right there and for the entire Flair family. And like I said, Brother Reed up there in heaven, up there in the pearly gates, that one was for you, my brother. That one was for you. All right, Michael Bullock, how do you follow that?
Man, I don't even know how to follow that, but I'll give it 3.25. Yeah, I'll give it 3.25 stars, maybe teetering on 3.5. I thought this was a solid Divas championship match. I mean, there were times it was a little slow at the beginning because of how dominant Nikki was, basically going to work on the knee of Charlotte, and basically, I mean, there were times during that fight, I'm sure I was thinking like, oh no, they better not put that time. And yes, there's that picture right there, Ric Flair in tears for his daughter Charlotte becoming the new Divas champion, and all I can say is, I mean, what a moment. I mean, to have that father-daughter moment where, I mean, as soon as Nikki Bella tapped out to the figure 8, and just to see the emotion, and yes, they even did the strut together, the Ric Flair strut together, and yeah, and I mean, Undertaker is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, and you could also say the same for Hulk Hogan, but there was another guy that I respected, and that is the 16-time world champion, Ric Flair. And I'm certainly happy for him. I'm happy for his daughter, and everybody in the Flair family is happy for Charlotte Flair becoming the new Divas champion. And I hope they give her a nice long run with that championship. I don't think it's going to be 300 days or 301 like Nikki Bella, but give her at least a nice run with it. Congratulations, Charlotte Flair. We're all happy for you. And Anthony Florio, please join me in giving a nice big old woo for Charlotte Flair.
And I'm gonna do something, and let me just do it like this. I don't think you guys can see me all that well, but you see it. Throw it up there.
Hold on.
Get Michael Bullock in there.
Yep, I'm trying to get it.
That's the original, and of course, the other, our version. So damn happy for you, Nate. So damn happy for you, man.
That one's for you and your daughter.
And for Reed as well.
Yeah,
we can't forget about
God
Reed.
bless you, Reed.
We can't forget about Reed. I know his sister is looking at you, Reed. She misses you. She loves you. And I know your father does too. That one's for you, my friend. Tonight was a great night. 3-star fight. Definitely one of the top fights of the night. No argument here. And more importantly, it ended the streak. 301 days is now in the books. A new journey and a new face of the Diva division has stepped forward. Her name is Charlotte. She is the new champion. And what a moment it is. I gotta say, man, it's so weird to know that because of the fact that I think Charlotte Flair had a lot to go against her. I mean, she had the Bella power, the backstage politics, Cena, the authority, and yet she comes in fresh out and she wanted to be a revolution. It's unique in its way because of the fact that what was the one thing we were asking for? A change, a new look, a new face. somebody who is not named Bella. We got it. We have it. Embrace it. Enjoy this moment. And the thing is, this wasn't a 30-second where she had to give the belt back. No. Tonight, she is going to go in her hotel room, or she's probably out in the town right now in Houston, Texas, with that 15-pound, with about 10 or 15 pounds of gold on her shoulder tonight. And she will be going into Monday Night Raw tomorrow, and for as long as she can, as the second diva in the history of the WWE to have been the NXT Women's Champion and the WWE Divas Champion. And not only that, but she did this in a calendar year. Remember, when we started 2015, she was the NXT Women's Champion. And now she will possibly, quite possibly, end the year possibly as the WWE Divas Champion. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. And that's all I can say about it. Basically, history was made. We got a new Diva Champion. Brother, say hallelujah for me one time.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
Hallelujah!
Because
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Oh, my brother, testify.
Oh, hold on. I gotta do that as well. Oh, my brother! Oh, testify!
All right. Because that is what this moment meant to us.
And that's what's best for business.
Amen.
I'll say it like this. Byron Saxton said it the night of the NXT takeover in Brooklyn when he's like, this is women's wrestling. Finally, by God, finally, a woman's wrestler has the most prestigious title in WWE. Not a Barbie doll, pretty girl, little snitch like a Bella. An actual professional wrestler who's, I believe, third generation now has the championship. And I'll say it like this. You want to get a prediction on who might be the next champion? What about some raven hair beauty from Boston, Massachusetts, a.k.a. The Boss, being the next in line?
I'd be all for that.
I'm up for that too.
You were the bold prediction, Florio, when you said Charlotte Flair was going to be the next champion. I'm putting it out right now. The next Divas champion is going to be Sasha Banks. Bank on it. And believe that.
Girl, I'm all in.
Hey, I'm up for that too.
Let's move on. Next up, we had was the second of our non-title matches. It was Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and a mystery partner versus the Wyatt family. Well, we later found out that mystery partner was none other than Y2J Chris Jericho. Unfortunately, the winners of the bout at 13 minutes and 4 seconds was the Wyatt family when Braun Strowman made Chris Jericho pass out to the Monster Bear hug. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
All right. I thought this was a fine six-man tag team match. I'm going to give it probably about another 3.25 stars. I thought this was fine for what it was, and man, I was surprised that it was Chris Jericho that was going to be the partner for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, because he was the last person I ever thought that would be the the man to join him. I mean, I was thinking maybe The Rock or somebody else, but Chris Jericho. Well, let's not forget Chris Jericho has had a history with the Wyatt family, because remember last year Battleground, it was Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho. That was a good match, and same thing for their match at SummerSlam. So there was a little history when it comes to these to Jericho and the Wyatt family. But the action was good, and then just near the end of the match, Roman Reigns looked like he was going for that spear. Jericho tags himself in and basically gets thrown around by Braun Strowman, and then he locks in that bear hug to basically have Chris Jericho pass out. And man, that Braun Strowman, I mean, he continues to impress me every single time. I mean, this guy's a freak. I mean, with what he did to Chris Jericho, a former world champion, and also with what he did to Jimmy Uso, and to, unfortunately, Flecha, I know you're gonna rip me for saying this, but what he did to Randy Orton, basically tossing him around like a rag doll. I mean, this Braun Strowman's a freak, and definitely is a force to be reckoned with in the WWE, especially with him being with the Wyatt family. So, and of course, basically after the match, Reigns and Ambrose was trying to get answers from him, and Jericho just walked out. So what happens next? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out come tomorrow night on Raw. 3.25 stars is my rating for the fight. Fletcher, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 3 stars is my rating for the fight. I thought this was a solid fight. I thought this was a good match. Jericho was definitely out of right field, but some people liked it, some people not so much. Just based off the reaction from social media, but this was a solid fight, no doubt about it. I liked what happened. But I mean, history was made. I mean, the Wyatts win again. They move on with their power and that reign of terror that they've been controlling on. We'll have to wait and see what happens next, but whatever the case may be, 3 stars is my rating. Anthony, go.
Meet you guys halfway. Between 3 and 3.25, I think is the best rating for this 6-man match. 13 minutes and 5 seconds is the rating. Jericho definitely was out of right field, considering that, part of his limited deal there was he would only work the house shows, the live events. But wow, I can't believe they actually managed to get him to do a pay-per-view. I mean, a nice surprise to say the very least. I mean, there were a lot of names that were thrown out there, like Baron Corbin, Samoa Joe, The Rock, and even, like I said, Daniel Bryan was even thrown out there for goodness sakes. But no, it was Jericho, and Jericho, I thought he looked good like he always does. And I'll tell you what, Braun Strowman continues to be the real deal, man. I'm really loving this young man's body of work. I mean, this 6'8", 385-pounder. Oh yeah, I'm definitely high up on his body of work, no doubt about it. I mean, he continues to impress, continues to be this, ultra mega monster badass heel right now. I'm really loving the body of work, and he gets the win for the Wyatt family, squeezing the life out of Jericho. And then you noticed after the match a little dissension among the ranks of the Jericho, Reigns, and Ambrose team. As Jericho was leaving, he shoulder bumped Dean Ambrose on his way back. Could that end up leading to a possible feud down the line between Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose? I mean, that would be some damn entertaining matches, trust me. I mean, we could get 3.5 to 4 stars out of those two easily based on their bodies of work, no question about it. We'll think about it. But Fletch said, oh, I don't think that the Dolph Ziggler and Rusev feud is far from over, and he thinks it's not over yet. Well, I don't think this feud is far from over either. I don't think this feud is going to be over anytime soon. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another 6-man at Hell in a Cell, and Reigns and Ambrose they get another mystery partner. Perhaps maybe that could be The Rock. or it could be somebody else. I don't know. We'll see. But this feud is far from over. That's all I'm saying on that. So, not as good as I thought it would be. I mean, I thought this was going to be, an unbelievable fight. I thought this was going to be one of my top fights of the night, um, but still, it was good for what it was. It was still very good for what it was. But I was honestly expecting a little more, to be honest with you. I was expecting a lot more chaos. I was expecting a lot more Shakespearean drama. But no, still a very good match though. 3 to 3.25 stars. I agree with you guys. So with that said, move on to our next match.
And now we're really going to ratchet up the excitement because it is time for the United States Heavyweight Championship. John Cena goes one-on-one with Seth Rollins, the winner of the bout, and new United States Heavyweight Champion, John Cena. He wins the belt. I believe I lead off on this. And I gotta say, this was actually a really good fight. I was really impressed with the way that I thought the fight turned out. This is my fight of the night. 4 to 4.25 stars is my rating. The fight had 16 minutes and 7 seconds. Really nothing more to say. Anthony, it is yours.
Wow, that was fast. But yes, you have 16:07 on your end. I have 15:45 on my end. But nonetheless, though, I agree with you, Michael Flecha. This is definitely the fight of the night. I agree. I'm not at all surprised by that. We all knew this was going to be the fight of the night going in. 3.5 to 4 stars. That's my rating. I think 4.25 is a little too high, to be honest with you. Just a little too high, not a whole lot, but I think 3.5 to 4 is the appropriate rating for this fight, and it is the fight of the night. I mean, there was very good near falls. Definitely some Shakespearean drama thrown into it a little bit, and yeah, Cena just goes to show you, Cena and Rollins work great together. I mean, the chemistry these two guys have is undeniable, to say the very least. And fellas, and I'm surprised Michael Flecha didn't even mention this. He was so quick out of the gate. Now that John Cena is U.S. champ again, you know what that means?
It's the
U.S.
US Open Challenge.
Yeah, buddy.
It's only inevitable.
United States Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge, John Cena, baby. Bring that sucker back. All of us loved it. And if you bring it back, you better believe we're going to love it again. Wow. Yes. Like I said, this is one time. This is actually one time. I'm very happy about a John Cena title victory. A United States Heavyweight Championship victory. He is now a 5-time holder of the belt. Only one behind Ric Flair. Ric Flair also holds the record for most U.S. title wins. He won that thing 6 times. Cena now has it 5. So, wow. Great moment for John Cena, a special moment for all of us, and it's a special moment because now with Cena holding the belt again, U.S. Open challenges, here we come, baby. And hopefully tomorrow night on Raw, we start that sucker back up again. You want to counteract Monday Night Football? That's how you do it. Bring back the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge. Why? Not only because it's best for business, but the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge equals ratings. 3.5 to 4 stars, fight of the night. Michael Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, well, before I give you my rating, there's another picture that I want to show, and it's basically on my phone, and what do you think of that? Triple H and Stephanie with Charlotte Flair.
I'm going to have to find that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's another great picture. I mean, especially with Triple H, of course, we all know he's good friends with Ric Flair, and to see him standing next to his daughter with the new Divas champ, that's a great picture there. So now, when it comes to this fight, I do agree. I'm actually going to say 4 stars is my rating, and this was, to me, yeah, I'm going to agree. This was the fight of the night, without a doubt, and And like you said, it's just the chemistry between Cena and Rollins is just so good. I mean, they always put on these really good quality matches that they do. I mean, the match at SummerSlam was really good, even though we had a little cop out finish with Jon Stewart, but this turned out to be another really good match. So I do agree, 4 stars, fight of the night. So that being said, Fletch, it's WWE World Heavyweight Title time.
The main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the champion, Seth Rollins, puts the title on the line against the charismatic, the icon, Sting. The winner of the bout, and still WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. However, after the fight, chaos ensued. Sheamus came out, looked like he was getting ready to cash in the Money in the Bank. The next thing you know, an explosion. Kane comes back, and look out. The devil's favorite demon is back, and he is out for revenge. With that said, Michael Bullock, you are the lucky son of a gun to get to lead off on the main event, on our main event tonight.
You sure it's Bullock, or is it me?
Right. Wait a minute. I thought it was Florio who's next.
Is it Florio?
Yeah, because you let off on the.
I let off on the U.S. title. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I actually thought it was Bullock that guy. Nope. It's you, Anthony. Okay.
No, I'm actually going to lead off on the overall thoughts.
All right.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had a train of thought now. I just lost it. I'll try to get it back in a matter of moments. But oh yeah, now I know what I wanted to do. But I'll get into that in just a moment. As soon as I give you my thoughts on the fight. I can only give it about 2.5 to 3 stars for the effort. I mean, Rollins got a decent fight out of him. I mean, there were some good near falls during the fight. I mean, there definitely was that Shakespearean drama we were craving for, and we got it here. I mean, I definitely felt some of that, and I mean, especially with Sheamus coming down, we all thought it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, here comes the devil's favorite demon, Kane, and Michael Bullock. You know you want to do this with me. He's back. You know what we got to do? Yes.
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 No more corporate Kane. No more the director of operations for the authority.
The devil's favorite demon is back.
And I know nobody is more happier about that than one Michael James Bullock. Am I right, Mr. Bullock?
Hell yeah! Because I mean, no disregard. The corporate King character. I mean, it had its moments, but I mean, bring back. I mean, I was hoping and praying they would bring back the Monster King, the Demon King that we all know and love. A man that has gone up against the Undertaker, a man that's won the WWE Championship from Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, that's the Kane. I mean, the man who causes destruction. That's the Kane I wanted to come back.
And to quote the great Jim Ross, hell, fire, and brimstone, baby, it's back. And it's better than ever. Wow. I was kind of let down. I mean, I kind of wanted to see Sting do it. I mean, it would have been an awesome moment. It would have been a mark out moment for me to see the Stinger at age 56 win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, that would have been an awesome moment to say the very least. But it would have made him the oldest man to do it. But nonetheless, though, I'm kind of not surprised Rollins went over. I mean, I should have went with my gut on this. When I listened to my heart, my heart said Sting, my gut said Rollins. I listened to my heart, and I ended up getting my heart broken. But yeah, Rollins keeps the belt for the moment. Sheamus, we saw Sheamus come down. We thought he was going to do it. He hits the bro kick on him. I mean, we all thought that was going to do it. But then all of a sudden, Kane comes down and puts the kibosh on it. So So what now? What's next for Seth Rollins in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? I think it's Kane. I really do. I think now we're going to get that Kane and Rollins feud that I know Michael Bullock's been craving for. I know he's been wanting that sucker for a long time now. And, well, I mean, he was due to come back any time, and they obviously pulled the rug out from under us, and, they wanted to make sure the dirt sheets were wrong. I mean, a lot of dirt sheets were saying, oh, he's going to be back on Raw tonight. He's going to be back on Raw tonight. Well, no, they saved him for tonight. I mean, there was no word or anything, and no speculation, no dirt sheet. There you go. Kane is back, and he's better than ever. So, the Devil's favorite demon, welcome back, my man. We're happy to have you. No more of that corporate Kane BS. Get that out of there. Like a Wilbon likes to say on PTI, get out. Get out of here with that junk. So that's all there is to say on that. Welcome back, Devil's favorite demon. We missed you. Very, very much so. It's a 2.5. I'm just gonna give it a solid 2.5 for the effort, because there were some clunky moments during the fight, but nonetheless, though, it was still, it definitely exceeded my expectations. I didn't really have any high hopes for this one, but they definitely, this match was definitely better than I thought it would be, even though it wasn't the greatest. So that's all I can say on that. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the fight, and of course the return, the long-awaited return, much to your delight, of the Devil's favorite demon.
Yes, as far as the fight goes, 2.5 to 3 stars. I do agree. I mean, it was a good match. I mean, but like you said, there were some clunky spots during the fight, but yeah, of course, Seth Rollins retains the title, and then of course, out comes Sheamus with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Looks like we're gonna get a cash in. Hits the bro kick on Seth Rollins. Then all of a sudden, an explosion comes up, and out comes the Demon Kane. The Devil's favorite demon is back. The Masked Kane is back, and that's what I was saying when I saw it. To quote JR, Hellfire and Brimstone has arrived. And basically, chokes. He hadn't forgotten what Seth Rollins did to Kane, well, basically trash talking him and then adding insult to the injury to the injured ankle. And, well, he got choke slammed, and then of course comes the dreaded tombstone, and then Sheamus is like, look, let me cash it in so I can win the title. Well, unfortunately, Sheamus, you just got yourself chokeslammed straight to hell by Kane. What happens next? Of course, I think at Hell in a Cell, it's going to be Seth Rollins defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Kane. So, and I wouldn't be surprised that maybe tomorrow night on Raw, or we're going to probably also get a match with Kane against Sheamus. So, we'll wait and see how it all plays out. So, 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating, even though I'm leaning more towards 2.5. So, Flecha, it's yours.
I'm gonna give it the full 3 stars. I thought this was a very good main event fight. Sting, you still got it in my mind. I mean, it was definitely it was a clean victory. I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna be all griping about the fact that, if Sting would have won this belt, this and that and blah 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 blah, but a lot of people were like, well, why would Sting get the opportunity? Is this, are we going to see him again? What's the deal? Now he's fought in 2 WWE fights, and both times he's lost. What the hell? So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be a little angry about the fact that Rollins is still the champion, but it looks like to me his time is starting to run out. It looks like that clock is starting to wind for his title reign. I mean, now you got Kane after him, who makes a triumphant return tonight after, getting beaten down, getting destroyed. His leg was absolutely shattered, a la a Vince McMahon angle that happened with Kane and The Undertaker a few years ago. And And then basically now you got Kane back as the masked demon, and who knows what we're going to expect from there. And now you also got Sheamus. I mean, this was the most legitimate shot that I think Sheamus had and was definitely looking at possibly cashing in his money in the bank and becoming the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So Seth Rollins definitely has to have one, eyes in the back of his head now, because now he's got Kane and Sheamus both after him for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He doesn't have to worry about the burden of having the United States title with it because he did lose the belt tonight. He lost that belt to John Cena. So now he just has to worry about one championship and one championship only, and that's the big one, the WWE World Heavyweight title. So 3 stars is the rating for the main event. Time for the overall review. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
All right, I thought this was a solid Night of Champions pay-per-view. I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna go 8 to 8.5 out of 10 is my rating. I thought this was a really good pay-per-view, and we didn't. I mean, I'm glad they cut the. We didn't have any dud enhancement fights in this. I'm glad they kept that off. That's one of the reasons why I'm giving this 8 to 8.5 out of 10. All the matches all the matches on the card I thought were really good. So a solid pay-per-view, 8 to 8.5. Now we begin the road to Hell in a Cell, and boy howdy, boys, we got ourselves a match already set up for Hell in a Cell. It's going to be The Undertaker going up against Brock Lesnar, the rubber match, and it will be inside the Devil's Playground, Hell in a Cell. I'm glad this is going to happen, and I'm surprised that they're doing it this early, because I thought maybe we were going to get a rubber match between these two inside Hell in a Cell, maybe at Survivor Series, or we were even thinking WrestleMania, but no, we're not going to have to wait that long. We're gonna have to. It's only going to be 5 weeks until these two face off one more time inside Hell in a Cell, and this isn't the first time these two faced each other inside Hell in a Cell. You got to go back to No Mercy 2002, when it was for the WWE Championship, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. That was a damn good match. It was a 5-star classic in my opinion. Can this latest matchup between these two top that? I don't know. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But all I can say is this is definitely going to sell some paper. This is going to definitely put some butts in the seats. This is definitely going to put some eyes on the screen. That's going to get those WWE Network subscriptions up. And it's also going to get those pay-per-view buys for those that still order it via the pay-per-view. But oh boy, all I can say is 5 weeks down the road. 5 weeks, Hell in a Cell cannot get here fast enough. And we talk about bold statements. Well, here's my bold statement. This matchup, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell, should, and in my opinion, will be the main event. Book it. Flecha, it's yours.
I can definitely go and agree with everything you said. 8 stars is my rating for tonight's pay-per-view. There was no fights that was actually bad here. And that is a make of a very good pay-per-view that is successful. The crowd in Houston was relatively hot. There was some times where they were sitting on their hands. Not many times, but there was a couple of times they were. But throughout the night, they were lively. They were excited. The action was great. The stories was really good. maybe going into it, we were kind of a little bit nervous about the pay-per-view. We're not nervous about it now. It delivered and then some. And Hell in a Cell at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, has already got one heck of a main event already right off the gate. And that is Lesnar Taker 3 Hell in a Cell as part of the Brock Lesnar You're Going to Hell tour. So, because we got the show in Madison Square Garden where Brock Lesnar is going to fight the Big Show. Then Brock Lesnar is going to be the guest of Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, and we already know how crazy that's going to get. And then to end it, it's Lesnar Taker 3, the rubber match, inside one of the most sadistic structures in professional wrestling, the Hell in a Cell. And we were talking about it earlier before we started the show. 20 feet high with a roof over the top and just pure steel, unforgiving steel with a padlock on the door. No way in, no way out. You're trapped like a rat. But, there has been a tendency where that door has mysteriously been broken open, and the next thing you know, there's been some times where the fight has actually gone all the way up on the roof of the Hell in a Cell. But because of how high the cell is, something tells me we might not get that break again. But who knows? Because we did have it one time when Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose actually fought on the top of the roof. Imagine if these two guys actually go up on the top and start fighting on the roof. I hope and pray it doesn't break, because that would be one hell of a fall. But whatever the case may be, 8 out of 10 is the official rating for this great pay-per-view. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. 8 to 8.5 out of 10 is the correct rating for this pay-per-view tonight. No dud enhancement fights. No, well, there was some little bit of some campy comedy there, with Xavier Woods and his trombone. But other than that, I mean, none of the matches were, like I said, there were no dud enhancement fights. I mean, all the matches were, solid to good to great, and a great live crowd. Commentary was top notch. So, yeah, it's an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Rollins and Cena was the fight of the night. No shot there because we all knew that was going to be going in. Plus, I'm gonna surprise. I know I'm gonna surprise a lot of people. My second best fight of the night, believe it or not, Dolph Ziggler and Rusev. I mean, I really enjoyed that match. Really did. 3.25 to 3.5 on that. Of course, the other one was 3.5 to 4. Rollins and Cena. So that's my second best fight of the night. And then I don't know about how I can round out the top 3. Have to think long and hard about that. But the 6-man was good. The Diva match was good as well, and I'm very more than happy with the outcome. And like I said, yeah, nothing on this show was really overly bad. I mean, the only little minor gripe I had was that cop out finish in the tag team title fight. But then again, we were expecting it anyway. So, but nonetheless, I mean, this was a solid show from top to bottom. Definitely one of the best pay-per-views of the year, not the event of the year. I mean, I still think that's NXT Takeover Brooklyn. That's the show that I have as my show of the year right now in the world of professional wrestling in 2015 so far. So yeah, how about it? I mean, 3 titles changing hands in one night. Got to channel my inner Bobby the Brain Heenan from SummerSlam '91 when I say that. So 3 titles changing hands in one night. New Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Kevin Owens, new Divas Champion Charlotte Flair, and the new United States Heavyweight Champion one more time, John Cena. So, yeah, I don't know what else there is to say except what a night. What a night. Hell in a Cell now, next. Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, inside Hell in a Cell, Staples Center, Los Angeles. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. I mean, it's the first time Hell in a Cell is going to be held inside that venue. I mean, it's the first time we're going to see Hell in a Cell inside the confines of, you know, one of the most popular and iconic arenas in the country right now, the Staples Center. You know, which has had its share of major moments. I mean, some big time championship moments, some Shakespearean drama moments, and I mean, yeah, add Hell in a Cell to that mix. Undertaker and Lesnar, man, the first time they met, I can honestly say I could say it was a 5-star classic. I mean, it had the feel of a 5-star classic. I mean, with all the near falls in that match, and the Shakespearean drama that fight produced,
And the blood.
and the blood, yes, of everybody, even Heyman, despite him being outside the cage. Yeah, oh yeah, that's all I can say on that. Um, that's the Devil's favorite playground, man. The Devil's Playground, man. I can't wait. October 25th, Staples, Taker and Lesnar, the Go to Hell tour, Brock Lesnar, the Madison Square Garden event on October 3 against the Big Show, the Stone Cold podcast on the 19th. I mean, that Stone Cold podcast, man, it's been unbelievable. You know, Edge and Christian, especially. I mean, that was a fun ass show. I watched that back the other night. It was great. You know, this one's going to be unbelievable. Trust me. So with that said, 8 to 8.5 out of 10. What a night, man. 3 titles changing hands in one night. Can't say that enough. Let's wrap it up, Fletch.
We are going to wrap it up, and this is what we're going to do. Tomorrow night, it's the Wrestling Forum. Immediately following Monday Night Raw, scoot on over to Anthony Florio's page, the Tone 25. He will recap Monday Night Raw, and we will set up the rest of the week as we have, once again, Friday night. It is the College Football Friday, which is again hosted by Anthony as well, as we will look forward to the next week of college football and, of course, the power rankings, major shakeups in the rankings themselves. What got affected? You'll have to wait in and witness. I actually just finished my power rankings this week. I just finished the rankings today. I actually took a look at the new polls. I actually did some thoughts and number crunching in my mind, and I got my top 10 list already planted. So I will unveil that for you all this Friday night, and then of course on Saturday is the NFL Saturday, which was hosted by Anthony and Michael Bullock and Derek Ferreira, and hopefully Derek will join us for the College Football Friday as well. We will not have him for Monday Night Raw because of the fact that he is the social media ambassador for Monday Night Football, and tomorrow night we have the Jets and the Indianapolis Colts. And then keep your eyes peeled because I got the Miami Dolphin recap. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow afternoon. So with that said, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Mike Flecha. You know the routine, hug the ham hounds. We out. You've been watching Wrestling Forum presents the Night of Champions recap on Braves 95, a part of the Wrestling Forum and Strictly Sports' family of networks. And this has been an exclusive Fortune 4 production. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow night for the Wrestling Forum.